Hi, this is Bill Palm again, and this is video clip number 6 in the Seagulls and Surf at Sunset Bay transparent watercolor demo. And I neglected to mention last time when I did the sea over here that I was working from two pools of the same color. The one here is the thicker one. It doesn't look as thick now, and probably I need to add a little paint to it, and a thinner one over here, so that I could get darker color or lighter color anytime I want. So what we're going to do today is paint some shadows on, and I'm all alone today, so I'm going to have to mess with the camera a little bit here, on the crashing surf. I'm going to use two brushes. One of them will be this 1.5 inch flat, the Stephen Quiller brush made by Richardson Professional, or it's called a Richardson Professional. This brush here is just a number 10 synthetic round. It's I'm going to use this for softening edges. So here we go. When I come in the bottom of this wave, or crashing foam I should say, and put in some shadows. Notice, need a little more water there. I'm going to soften some edges upward, leaving some of them ragged as I go. Softening those edges while the paint still nice and wet. Notice that I get a variation here just naturally as I paint, working my way across. I'll have it a different height of shadow if I can manage that. I'll come in later and put a dark line in here, which will make it look a lot better, but right now we'll just get the shadows on the waves. So I'm just scrubbing my way along here, no big deal. A little lighter over here because we got small areas. Turned off the AC there. That might provide a little static, and we don't want to have that if we don't have to have it. Kind of work it out and to nothing over here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Darkening in spots just a little bit while it's still fairly wet. Have to do this fairly quickly. Now, I'll rinse out this brush here, working with the same color, and I'll switch to my 1 inch. I'm going to do the foam area here. As I do this, I'm going to again soften a few edges, just tiny bits here and there, to get a variation in edge, and maybe blot a little as necessary to get the effect that I want. This is where the foam has those nice little interesting holes in it. You'll also notice, hopefully, that I'm leaving a ring of white right where this foam meets the wet sand, and that's a good thing to do. Makes it kind of spiffs up the surf area quite a bit. Just coming across, trying to vary. You notice there's a little ring at the bottom, or a little line at the bottom of white paper. Not real precise, because precise wouldn't look too good, but trying to get it in there so it can be seen fairly well at the same time as defining it with a little negative painting there along the top. Negative meaning I'm outlining the white strip that goes along here. Okay. and we're moving quite rapidly here, just scumbling it in. We want to try and keep these elliptical because they are elliptical from this vantage point. We're talking perspective here because you're looking at them from the side, so they won't be round like a pie tin would be round if you saw it dead on, so to speak. See, I'm kind of indicating lightly my white strip as I go, trying to do that, make it, and leave plenty of white foam at the same time. I'm lightening some of these, softening some of these for a variation in shape and value. That one I don't like too much. There, better. We'll move over here, maybe get a little closer. Really hot and dry here in summertime in northwest Oregon. Really dry and fast on me. Maybe just a spot right there, yeah, okay. There, now I'll come into that foam one more time. Rinsing out my 1-inch brush and putting it, retiring it for the moment. Going over here to my darker pool of color, coming back to the foam area, and just putting a few, that's quite dark there, a few little spots of darker value in to give it a kind of a more realistic look. If you notice, look at foam. Now look at that, I got those almost equidistant apart, which is not good. That's not what we want to do. And so I put another one in there, kind of break it up a little bit. I'm just using one brush now, which means I got to rinse it out and pick up new color each time if I want to soften some edges. Give it a little more interesting foam look. Sometimes I blot, I remove almost all the color I've just put on. Not too good. Better to be a little more accurate there. There we go. Let's see if you can see that. There we go. Better. Come and zoom in a little bit for you. It's really kind of a simple operation. I'm just rinse my brush, use a little bit of water. I rinse it, hit the rag once, it takes out most of the water, and so I don't over soften. Notice once again, elliptical shapes. They're flat, like somebody sat on some silly putty or something and flattened it out, and so it's not circular exactly. It's there we go, looking pretty good. So this is clip number 6. Next time I may darken down here if I feel like it, maybe not. I'm definitely going to come in here at some point and put a few small dark waveforms to define these waves a little more. I probably don't need to do that, but if you put a few of them in there, it makes it look much more dynamic. So that's it for clip number 6 in this series, and I hope to see you next